we're live now. So hello, in case we put this on YouTube, if two people watch it. Um, I'm Chris Tousle, and I have with me Chris Helgren.
Chris,
Uh,
hello.
Hello, who if you've been playing in the Alpha League, you probably know him. He's been semi-finalist 2 years in a row, and that's his peak. I don't think he'll ever get any higher
Yay.
than that.
No.
Next year, this year's season, he's going to win, and he's an expert. Anyway, we figured we'd just do a little video on the lists. Obviously, it's been a few days since, but we don't have that sheet because Arabor's holding onto it like a sensible person. But we go through the kind of the groups, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick who we think are going to come first and second, based entirely on the lists because we don't know the players well enough. Certainly, I don't. Um, and that'll be a much longer conversation, and then we'll just pick who we think is going to go first and second in groups 1 and 2. So there'll be the people going through, and then for the rest of the groups, what we're going to do is pick who we think will go through, and then just for fun, please don't be offended if you do watch this and it's one of your lists. We figured we'd pick who will come last. Again, entirely based on the list. So, you know what? If we think it's going to come last, prove us wrong, and or just move on with your life, and it'll be fine. Okay, all right. So to get started, should we start with Division 1, Group 1? Seems like a good thing to do. So what we've done is we've prepared two lists each. So we've each picked two lists who we think will go first and second. I'll ask Chris. I'll explain what his two are. I'll explain what my two are, and then we'll debate and decide. So Chris, Group 1 is the one with Glarg, Embergem, Joko, Ollie, and Lunillion. Who are your picks? Your expert picks?
I have not remembered who's playing what list. I just picked two lists here.
Yep,
So I'm
go for it.
picking number one is going to be the Scars list.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. Good old Scars list gonna do
So
it
that's
well.
the White Scars list. It's got a captain on a bike. He's the standard Chagorian Scorn, Mastercrafted Lightning Claw guy. You've got a lieutenant with the plume, a couple of units of infiltrators to stop deep striking, I imagine. Basic insult incessors, except with a power fist in there. Cool. You got 5 man of Blade Guard, an Apothecary Redemptor, Vanguard Vets, and then two Outplasma Inceptors, and then 2 units of attack bikes. Yeah, that's pretty kind of standard good stuff, really.
Yeah, I basically picked it on the process of elimination. I picked which lists were not gonna win. Then it just came up to these two lists I have, I think.
So I think this is a really interesting. This is a kind of interesting one because you've got standard White Stars, you've got the Death Guard in there,
Yeah.
you've got some Custodies and some other things. I agree with you. I think they're going to be really high. I've actually picked them second,
Yeah.
but who have you gone for second?
I went for the orcs.
Oh, really? Okay,
I
interesting.
went all in on the orcs. I reckon you picked Custodes second or
I
first.
didn't.
No?
I am a Custodes player. I absolutely love my Custodes. And actually, funnily enough, in the top two divisions, there's two Custodes lists, and both of them have gone quite heavily into the fast attack. They're both Outriders.
Yeah.
You've got the double Venatari, oh, triple Venatari, sorry, here, and then the other one you have Venatari as well. Venatari are just amazingly points costed. They're 55 points a model, so they're 3 points more than the Custodian Guards with the shields. And sure, you don't get the 3 up, but you get, you know, 12-inch move, the pistols, obsec on that. They're just crazy good, to be honest.
Yeah, I just think the Custodes list, I just think they'll lose to the Knights. I think the Knights is just gonna blow the entire away.
Yeah, I think the Custodes list will lose to the Knights. I also think it could struggle with the Orcs just with the speed.
Yeah.
And the White Scars is the same thing. If the White Scars get caught out, Custodians are fantastic, but you have to kind of trade off at some point. You have to be able to say, I'm going to put something out there. The White Scars have to come at me. You have to force them to come to you. If you just wait until Assault Doctrine and then the White Scars hit you, you lose. And I'm not sure. I think this list with the Telemon has the ability to do that a little bit, but not enough for my liking, to be honest. He's also got a weird like. It's gone for strategic mastermind for the CPU regen to get rid of the outrider. Anyway, we're talking about custodies here just because I love them. Instead, I get that. Fair enough. You've gone for the orcs. Okay, I actually had them coming in third. So you think the knights will kill the custodies but not win overall? I mean
Yes.
they'll lose to
I think
white
the
scars.
knights are gonna lose. I think the knights lose to scars and orcs. Maybe. I
I
think.
think
I think Death Guard lose to most of everything.
really. So I had Death Guard at the top.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think Death Guard. I know you. So this is a general point. Chris doesn't rate Death Guard very highly. I think they struggle against things that outpace them, and I think that Mortarion, to be honest, is a bit of a trap.
Mortarion
Um,
is not in this list.
Mortarion, I know. I'm just talking about Death Guard in general.
Okay.
That's what I mean. I like this list. I think it's better because it has your Terminators, which I think are fantastic. It's only got the one PVC, and then you got Poxwalkers, which are incredible. And like Custodies are going to struggle to just have the DACA to get them off a point. Um, or
Yeah,
if you
but
do,
the
you
custodes are also going to fly around.
yeah, that's true. That
So
is true. And fly around with OBSEC. That's very true.
fly around with Obsec, and the Death Guard play is going to have 7 characters and 10 Blight Lords running around in a little ball.
I
But
don't think you run around in a little ball. You
no, you spread out
refuse
as
to
much as
flank.
possible. But still.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I think we're both agreed on White Scars being very, very good. So I'm happy to push that up and put that into first place.
Yeah. Did you have
Lunelium.
Death Guard as second?
No, I actually had Death Guard winning
Yeah,
because
Death Guard.
I think Death Guard beat White Scars because I think White Scars bounce. What's the point of having 2 damage lightning claws if you've got disgusting resilient and it doesn't do anything? Um, the
Yeah,
multi
but
melters can be
still a
good.
lot of attacks. Lots of attacks.
Yeah, lots of attacks, but they're they're dish damage one. When you get the buff, the -1 to hit on the Blight Lords, and you get the +1 strength from the other one, +1 toughness from the other one. You're on fives re-rolling, just doing damage one.
Yeah, but how about
Eh,
this 6 Inceptors with Plasmas,
that's
not
true.
even overcharging, not even overcharging, shooting 36 plasma per turn.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
true.
I don't know. That might kill some of them.
That's very true. That's very true. We're still kind of like learning about the Death Guard thing. I mean, I've played them twice,
I
but
know they're very strong, but volume is still volume.
volume is definitely still volume, and volume is king, particularly for beating them. Um, but I think okay, all right. So I'm happy to push them down. I don't know.
I will
I don't
agree
know
on the
if the
second
orcs beat
place
them
if
though.
you really want to.
Huh?
I will agree on the second place if you really want to. But this is the problem. I think the knights also kill Death Guard.
Do you? I think the knights just lose by virtue of obsec.
Yeah, maybe.
I think what you need to look at for um
But
those.
if you remember the maps from last season, right? There was a lot of this touch this ruin and see through it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just thinking about poxwalkers. Just you just run onto things with poxwalkers. You've got that one CP strat to regen. What is it? 76 on 3 ups. You regenerate a whole thing. Can only be used once per game on each unit. But
Yeah,
you buff them up. You put them on a thing, and you're basically saying you have to deal with those. And if you don't, then you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna get the point back. And I mean, I'd be happy to say orcs could come second, if you
we
want
can't,
to.
we can't just take my picks, man.
We can if they're better. If you've argued it correctly, I think because I think I'd love to see the Custodes do it, obviously.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not seeing any custodes doing.
but I think the Custodes bounce into the Death Guard. Or the
Yeah,
pistols are all damaged too.
yeah. I also think they get wrecked by knights.
Yeah, I think they're yeah. All they've got is one Arachnus Storm Cannon. They don't even have the salvo launchers on the versus Prytals, so you've not got anti tank there. And then you've got the twin las pulsars, which are
They could actually, I think they could actually do well against the buggies, because buggies don't, you can't take any kind of damage.
yeah, and they haven't got invols generally. They're fantastic into the buggies. That's why I think the custodies can beat the orcs. I think they'll lose to the knights. I just think the Death Guard will be able to grind it out.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Let's do it. Okay, so who is it? Ember Gem. Ember Gem. Sweet. Okay, so let's go to number 2, which is
We have a Magnus list with some petards and culverins.
so that's Curie.
Yeah.
Is that group 2 Curie? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, curious. Playing attack bikes and terminators.
Yeah, I've put Curie as number 1. Obviously at the point of filming, he's won a game, so cheating.
Cheating.
But also I just think this is similar to, well, it hasn't quite got the thing in it with regards to the John Lennon one that he played against Death Guard, Art of War, but he's got the attack bikes. He's got a whirlwind in there, which is interesting, I guess, to poke. I think I've seen a couple of people do that. Someone did it on Tactical
No,
Swords
the
recently.
whirlwind is for one thing only. It's for the one command point stratagem. It's called suppressive fire. It's a fight
Yes. Yeah.
So it's
That makes sense.
It's for that.
Cool. All right, that makes sense then. But also generally speaking, if you're being a slow army, and you're kind of playing the stubborn defiance while we stand we fight game, which you really should be if you're playing Deathwings, I guess, unless they've got an easy way to take a point from you, and it's too risky. Then you really want to have something doing some damage. Well, I mean, Chris, you're the king of artillery from 8th edition. So.
Yes.
So I have Curie winning the group, and then I have second. I think it's Erebor himself.
Death Guard. Yes.
Death Guard.
Culverins, the Shroud.
Yeah.
Crawlers and a 55 characters is what I wrote down for his thing.
Well, he's got the 50 Poxwalkers. It's the same thing with Obsec. He's got 2 Contemptors with the Volkites. They're really good ranged firepower that you can buff up to have exploding 6s and then 6s to wound, do mortal wounds. It's fantastic. They're very scary. Death Shroud, min squads give you more kind of like ground coverage, and then you've got PBCs as well. Just lets you. You don't have the big brick or the morty, but I think that's just enough coverage where you don't want to touch any one of those squads, and they're going to be everywhere.
Yeah, the problem is if you kill one Contemptor, this is not a great list.
It's true. You've got to be careful with them. It's very true.
Because
But
the Death Shrouds, like, you have some attacks, can clear shaft pretty good. They can also kill with their sights pretty good. They have the like you choose profiles. Either you hit a big times or hit many small times. So they're pretty good, but there's only 9 of them, and then there's 60. It's 50 Poxwalkers and 2 of the Plagueburg Crawlers. Crawlers kind of suck.
Plagueburg Scrawlers are quite swingy. They're not the best. They do have that strat for mortal wounds in an AoE, but that's rubbish, as Chris and I discovered when he used it on me.
Yes, that's great.
How many 4-ups did you roll out of 20? I think it was 4.
Not many.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you can't rely on it. Interestingly, and it's worth covering the rest of the list, I think, just briefly. I think that's, Death Guard and Dark Angels, people would expect them to be good, and that's why people are playing them. And then you've got the people who are already teching against the meta, and I think that's why you see the Thousand Suns list.
Yeah, the petards. Right?
Yeah.
But the petards is going to struggle against the Death Guard in particular. But the petards are going to ruin the Dark Alien today.
Yeah, they are.
These 2 decimators can easily kill most of the death.
Well, exactly. The issue with decimators, obviously, Carl, our good friend in Valleytown, has been trying to make decimators work, and their problem is the 24-inch range.
Yeah.
But dark, so if the dark angels can trade their attack bikes for the decimators, then you're probably laughing. Having said that, this is actually the match that's already happened, and Curie smashed him. So
yeah.
So let's not count that there. I think the Death Guard should be alright. Then you've got the Tyrannid list, which is a pretty strong standard. what have you, but I don't think it'll beat the other two. And then you've got Quins. Now, interestingly, I think Quins are still very, very strong. This is what I would have put second if I didn't put Arivor there.
Yeah, nothing happened to the Quins. Nothing
No,
happened to the meta that changes anything for the Quins.
no.
They're, they're still good.
If anything, you've got Dark Angels and Death Guard, which are both very slow armies, and Quins love slow armies because they
Yeah,
can play around them. They can, Stubborn Defiance is a very scary pick into Harlequins because they throw a load of obsec bodies at you, steal the objective for one turn with their, consolidate away thing if you're not fully on the objective, and then suddenly, if you interrupt Stubborn Defiance. I felt bad. I did it to Tom in Tactical Tortoise with dynamic insertion. You interrupt that turn 3, you get like 0 point. You get 2 points all game on it. Basically,
yeah.
it's garbage.
Yeah. Also, did you see the? You have seen the Drakar Codex, right?
Yes.
You know, there's just a way to remove obsec from a unit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be great against Darkins. Never mind that. But yeah. So what do you pick? What are your picks?
So I did Curie and then Aravor. I I would be tempted to put Quins instead of Aravor, but I can't not. I can't not pick Aravor. It's his tournament.
Yes. Okay. So I'm not picking our because because I don't like Death Guard. But I am picking Quins for first because Quins are Quins,
Yep.
and I think this is a pretty good group to be a Quins player in.
Okay.
This is an excellent group to be a Quins player in, by the way.
I agree.
And second, I'm picking Darkins. Curie, Darkins, gonna be great.
Okay, so if we're discounting Aravor and being realistic, I agree with those top two. I'm not sure about the order though. I don't know. I can see where you're coming from. I think Quins will beat the Nids. I think Quins will beat them, and I think Quins. If it comes down to 1v1, I do think the Quins beat the Dark Angels as well. So I'm going to agree with you there, and I'm going to change my picks, and I'm going to put anti-realist, and then Fury.
Yay!
Cool. There we go. Right, we go to the next thing, which is Group 1 of Division 2.
Yes.
Which has that's Reese, isn't it? King Bella.
Yeah, Rys.
Yeah, that's Reese. So this is two of our WTC folks.
Is he really Reese? Do you call him Reese?
Reese, yeah,
Shouldn't he
RHYS.
be Rys?
No, because that's not an English enunciation. Sorry.
What? So Reese would be Reece. That's Reese. Rys is R. Never mind.
Reese, it's just Welsh.
It's Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not phonetic, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you about it. You can ask him if you want.
Oh.
So he's gone for his dogs and horses
Yes,
list.
I saw the dogs and horses and the retributors.
And actually, I think it's good in this pod. I think it's fairly decent already. It's obviously a skew list. It skews towards being, taken over the board and being hard to kill. But I actually think that works into what we're playing against.
Maybe. I did not pick him for my two lists.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Go on. Go for yours.
I picked the orc player for first
Because of the custom stomper.
because of this. What is it? 50 boys or 70 boys? I don't know. I can't remember.
It's only 50 boys.
It's only 50. Yeah, I'm taking it for the boys and the stomper.
Yeah, so the Stomper has obviously been really interesting. I think this is a great group for meme lists. It's fantastic. You've got the custom Stomper, which puts out a hell of a lot of DACA, particularly if you roll, so it continues with its DACA, and can be really hard to kill. 40 wounds, toughness 8. I do, however, think that other lists in this group have the ability to take it down. So you've got the Retributors in the if Reese goes first with his dogs and horses and stuff, he's got the ability to kill that thing and clog up the board so the boys don't do anything.
Very true. But boys are gonna kill a lot of horses.
That they might, but there are a lot of horses there. There's so many wounds. They're 3 wounds each. Their toughness, 5, aren't they?
Yeah. maybe.
I've got a friend actually who's playing it in Tactical Tortoise, except not dogs and horses. But yeah, he's doing similar things, and they are very, very tanky. He played against orcs, and yeah, I mean, he lost because he got kind of outplayed, but they still survived quite well. Um, and this guy had Gaz and lots of other threats as opposed to Custom Stomper. And the thing is, if you look at the other ones, you've got this the Drakari list, which I think is really cool, but I think probably just dies. Um,
Yeah, yeah. On
Sadly,
my note about the car list, I just wrote "Wow."
I think for the Custodes list, yeah, I love the Jakari list. I think it's awesome, but I don't think it's good enough. Certainly not in this group. Um, the Custodes list is actually another one of our WTC guys, and I get what he's doing. Again, he's focusing on the Venatari. They're fast. They're good. He's got the lances, which are the melee weapons, and that's so what you do is you use superior fire patterns, and if you're killing something big, you use blood game veterans on the 5 man of shooties for double shots and auto wound on sixes. And then the other two, you can obviously only do that once per shooting phase, so you don't want to have loads of them. So these are just better, just a bit more expensive and much better in combat, faster moving than guard squads. But again, the anti tank just isn't there. The salvo launchers, so you have archetype munitions to re-roll or roll 2d6, pick the highest in damage for salvo launchers, and you can do it for 1 CP if it's on a squad of 5. But the issue, and you re-roll wounds against, and it's strength 8, so
Really?
it'll be wounding from 4s. You re-roll wounds, but it's still swingy. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. Um,
Yeah, the customs list is not in my thing.
yeah, exactly. So, but it could possibly kill it, but I'm not really there. And then the other one is White Scars. It's very different,
It's a different list.
but I think it's decent.
I think it's good. I think it's excellent.
Well, you love it because there's Centurions in it.
Yes, I picked it because there's endurance in it.
Yeah, so I'm actually with you. I think honestly, I think Reese will win the group, and the Centurions will come second, and the White Scars will come second.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, I mean, you've got White Scars in there, and you have the Orcs winning because the White Scars, I think, can kill the Stomper and also just clear through the boys.
Yeah, I actually probably did it the wrong way. If I pick scars and orcs, I'll focus scars first, orcs second.
So if we're saying Scars, that's Chungus, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, Chungus.
Uh, yeah, it's
Let's say Riss then, if you want Riss.
Oh wait, Chungus is what? That's not actually his name in the thing. Damn, this is the problem with this format. Okay, so it's not. Um,
Probably Batsman.
is it Bassman? You reckon? No, he's not Bassman.
Mr. Car.
So it must be the other one. So it must be Buttons or Man Bear Pig. Let's see, Buttons or Man Bear Pig.
No, Member Pig is the orc.
So it's Buttons then.
Yes.
So we're going to put Buttons in there in first. And then we'll put Reese in second.
Yeah, okay.
You happy with that?
Yes.
Fantastic. Obviously, these are all going to be incredibly accurate, and everyone cares. So, got to do it properly, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's that group done. And final one is Division 2, Group 2.
Super easy group. That's the easiest group.
Easiest group.
Yes.
Okay, go on then. What are your 2 easy choices?
I picked Death Guard as first, Quince as second.
Interesting. So I went Quins first. And this, I think, comes down to our disagreement on Dark Angels. I picked Dark Angels second for Lockjaw.
That's probably a good pick.
So
That's probably a much better pick than mine.
So I think the thing is that I love seeing Craftworld Eldar. I love Eldar, and I see what they're trying to do. And actually, they do kind of work around in terms of MSU. They really work and speed. They work around dealing with Death Guard and Dark Angels. They can. The problem is, in my opinion, is that you don't have enough to kill the enemy. and I mean, you've got 2 Lynxes in this Eldar one, but yeah, I just don't think it's enough. And you don't flip objectives, and Shining Spears will bounce off Death Guard and Dark Angels. But I think the Dark Angels can beat the Death Guard because Morty's a bit of a trap, and I think the Quins can just thrash everyone.
Yes. Okay. I'm down.
You agree?
I agree.
No further. That was
I
quick.
just picked I just picked Death Guard because I don't like the other lists.
Well, I mean, looking at it, the Dark Angels list is an interesting one because you've got the big brick of Terminators, you've got sort of 5 knights there, or and you've got Ezekiel. Everyone's got Ezekiel. You've got a Ravenwing Apothecary. You've got some assault squad, so it gives you some kind of flex, and then you've got the multi melters to back it up. I mean,
Standard Dark Units list.
standard Dark Angels list.
Pretty
Does
good.
Morty beat it?
I don't know. I don't think so. The thing is, I think Morty can. He has a word bearers detachment to
He
get
does.
that sweet thing. So that's always something.
Prescience, or warp time. Well, prescience and warp time. The invul and the speed, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think no prescience is +1 to hit. So.
+1 to hit, right?
Yeah.
So,
but he also has diabolic strength, which is a cool thing. But yeah, probably right. Probably can't beat the Dark Units anyway.
yeah, because I think you can tie up Morty.
Yeah, it's not going to kill any of the guys.
Yeah, because if you're sensible, you send in your Deathwing, command squad to just stand in front of him and be a pain in the ass, and then you know, and what and then you get a couple of rounds of shooting with your attack bikes,
Yes.
who don't get killed by anything other than 2 PPCs. Oh, you got fetid bloat drones.
Yeah, they're pretty cool with flesh mowers. You can mow some shit.
That's true, but yeah, I'm with you. I think. So I think it's Quinn Dark Angels.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
Nice. Okay,
I
those are
do
in.
think,
Go on.
yeah, Quinn's first. Quinn's first.
Yeah, Quinn's first. Yeah, I just think honestly, I think Harlequins were incredibly strong, and Dark Angels and Death Guard are decent matchups for them. I'm not a Quins player, but yeah, I think this hasn't really changed anything for Harlequins apart from it's easier for them.
Yeah, the only thing is Dark Angels. They have to match they have either have to match the secondaries or they have to destroy the one the Dark Angels have. Whatever it's called.
Stubborn Defiance. That's the thing. That's exactly the problem with that particular matchup. I think for Dark Angels is in order to the thing about Harlequins is that they can max on their secondaries very easily, and they can also win the primary. It's not they table you or kill you. They have obsec troops that get where they want and steal objectives, and then they get while we stand we fight. Easily. Even now, you can use the bikes for while we stand we fight. It's harder, but you max engage, and then you get something else. You can scramble, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dark Angels, you're trying to do the same thing. You're saying, while we stand, we fight, Stubborn Defiance. You're terrified of them flipping that Stubborn Defiance objective because you literally lose the game if they do. And so you have to castle up around it. And that means that you just get smashed on the primary and you still, okay, you get 15 on Stubborn Defiance, but they get 15 on Engage. So,
Yeah.
it's
also the only real shooty any of the Dark Angels list has is the Melta bikes.
Yep.
They are not really interesting against Quins.
Yeah, they're not at all. You need DACA, you need Rate of Fire for sure. Absolutely. Actually, it's why I've started playing Grey Knights, because they've got the DACA for Quins and they've got the Mortal Wounds and stuff for Death Guard and Dark Angels. But not in this tournament. Because I don't care about your meta. I want to play what I love. I mean, we went through that really quite quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Should
29
we
minutes.
should we do some of the other group stuff? Just have a little look now and have a chat.
No,
No,
I need to do other things for a bit.
you're gonna go level, aren't you?
Yes.
Fair enough. Oh, by the way, I hit 60 today.
Oh, cool.
Ding ding ding.
I hit 19.
Nice. Awesome gosh. Okay, anyway, cool. All right then. So I guess next time we will pick We'll do the first and last. In fact, we might as well, because it's been fairly quick. We might as well just do the rest of Division One first and last. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe later tonight.
Huh?
Depends on maybe later tonight. Depends on how long you're gonna be up.
Yeah, cool. I mean, we can always just hop on and maybe read through and do our thoughts as we go
Yeah,
instead of
first loss
preparing it.
should be very very fast.
Should be fairly fast. I hear there's a Custodes list in there somewhere that's terrible and it's going to lose someone a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which group is that?
I actually don't know what group I'm in. Anyway, cool. All
You
right,
know,
man.
Division One, Group Three is gonna be really really easy.
Is it
Yeah, really easy. I'm gonna be first, and everyone else gonna be last.
everyone else? Everyone else. Is that how it works? Oh yeah, you're in with Jonathan.
Yeah, that's not great for me.
No, that's gonna
That's
be a problem. He's pretty good.
that's bad news. Bad news.
Yeah, bad news bears.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a
Later.
lot, Chris. We'll do this again afterwards.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.